Om Sam Saraswati Namaha Namaste. Namaste, everyone. This evening on page 46 of the beginner Shiva Puja, we're going to begin the dance in celebration, and we call that, that's a very, very poetically licensed translation of Arati. Arati, really, it's indeclinable. It just stands for the closing celebration, the closing prayer, the closing dance, the culmination, the fulfillment, the completion of our worship ceremony. No, this song says, Jai Shiva Omkara, victory to Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness in the form of Om. He's Omkar. He's the form, the manifestation, the representation of Om. Let's say, victory to Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness in the form of Om, Brahma, Vishnu, Sada, Shiva, the creative consciousness, the preserving consciousness, and always the consciousness of continuous transformation, or the consciousness of infinite goodness. Because remember, if you have Brahma as the creator and Vishnu as the protector and Shiva as the transformer, well, he's also the consciousness of infinite goodness. He's Shiv, he's Kalyan, he's Mangal, he's welfare, he's goodness. He is the consciousness of infinite goodness, who with only his part supports all living beings, only his part. Remember, they said that 3/4 of him is unmanifest, and we only see the 1/4 of him. That is, manifest existence is only 1/4 of the infinite beyond conception. He who takes away, he who takes away, he who takes away, the great God, Hara 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 Mahadev. He who takes away, he who takes, what does he take away? Oh, what do you want to give him? You choose what you want to give him first, and that's what he'll take away first. If you want to give him the ego, if you want to give him your attachments, if you want to give him yourself, oh, but he who takes away, Mahadev, the great God. He shows himself with one face. That's Vishnu. He shows himself with 4 faces. That's Brahma. Remember, Brahma originally had 5 faces, but he told a lie. Remember, in the beginning, we told the story of the Ketagi flower. And the flower, he said, okay, if you just tell this little lie for me and say, I took you from off the Shiva Lingam, well, Shiva cut down the face that told the lie. So now Brahma only has 4 faces, and with 5 faces as well. We know Shiva with 5 faces. Sadyojata, Bhama, Deva, Agora, Tatpurusha, Isana, those 5 faces of Shiva, with 5 faces as well, O Shiva, with 5 faces as well. So he's got 1 face as Vishnu, 4 faces as Brahma, 5 faces as Shiva, sitting upon a swan, that's Brahma, Hamsasana, sitting upon the king of birds, the Garud, the golden eagle, that's Vishnu, sitting upon a bull, the bull of determination, the bull of Sankalpa, the bull who is the most determined, the most stubborn animal in all of India. Do you know when you drive down the highways of India, there's a hierarchy. The lowest guys are the pedestrians, and stronger than the pedestrians are the bicyclists, and stronger than the bicyclists are the scooter wallas, and those are stronger than the scooter wallas are the Marutis, and stronger than the Marutis are the ambassadors. Nobody gets in the way of the ambassador except the Tata trucks. And when you drive a Tata truck, you drive straight down the middle of the highway. You know, they call it a highway. It's not really a highway. It's enough for a Tata truck. And so he goes right down the middle, and everyone else pulls off to the side. But the tankers, the gasoline tankers who are delivering to all the petrol pumps along the highway, they take precedence over all. Nobody wants to get hit by a petrol tanker. So But in front of all of them, the bull stands in the middle of the highway, and you honk your horn, and you make as much noise as you want. He will not move. Even the petrol tankers pull to the side for the bulls. So he is tenacious. By all accords, he's got discipline, he's got he's determination, he is Mr. Sankalpa, he is going towards his goal or not. He's just going to stand there in the middle of the highway and let everyone in the world go around him. He who takes away, he who takes away, he who takes away the great God. With 2 arms, and with 4 arms, and with 10 arms as well. Well, with 2 arms, and with 4 arms, 4 arms he's Vishnu, with 2 arms he's Brahma, with 10 arms he's Shiva. As well. Oh, Shiva with 10 arms as well. These 3 forms, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, revolve. These 3 forms revolve in the ignorance of the inhabitants of the world. We see them sometimes as Brahma, sometimes as Vishnu, sometimes as Shiva. This is our ignorance. There's only one God. We see creation, we see preservation, we see transformation. Oh, they're all different. That's Brahma, that's Vishnu, this is Shiva. In the ignorance of the inhabitants of the 3 worlds, these 3 are continually revolving. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. There's a srishti, a sthiti, a lay. There's a creation, a preservation, a transformation. There's a They're always changing. No. The reality is there's only one supreme divinity. He who takes away, he who takes away, he who takes away the great God. With a garland of letters, Aksharmala. With a garland of forest flowers, Bandhamala, that's Vishnu, the letters, Brahma. With a garland of skulls as well, Shiva, with a garland of skulls as well. He takes away all the impurities from us all. He takes away all the negativities. He puts them in a garland just like Kali does. He wears the garland of skulls. With the scent of sandal, that's Brahma. With the scent of musk, that's the perfume of the deer. And with the scent of spirituous liquor as well, Shiva, you're stoned. With the scent of spirituous liquor as well, truly you are the cause of purification. He who takes away, he who takes away, he who takes away the great God. We have already discussed Shiva, he consumes everything that the world doesn't want. He consumes the nectar of immortal bliss. He consumes the deadly poison. He consumes the elixir of life. He consumes the spirituous liquors as well. And let's see what we use for that. So he drinks the mud, and that is the spirituous liquors as well. So he who takes away, he who takes away, he who takes away the great God. He wears a white cloth. He wears a yellow-colored cloth. Look at that yellow-colored cloth. He wears a tiger skin apparel as well. Shiva with a tiger skin apparel as well. With an army as Lord of the Armies. With an army as Lord of the Armies. And accompanied by an army of ghosts and goblins as well. He who takes away, he who takes away, he who takes away the great God. And in his hands he holds a water pot like Brahma, and a discus like Vishnu, and a trishul, a trident as well, Shiva, a discus and a trident as well. He makes the perceivable universe Srishti. He's Srishti Karta. He's the creator, and he takes away the perceivable world universe. He is the destroyer, the transformer, and he protects the perceivable universe as well. He who takes away, he who takes away, he who takes away the great God. Hara 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 Mahadev. He is creative consciousness. preserving consciousness, and always the consciousness of continuous transformation, as well as the consciousness of infinite goodness. To those people, without discrimination, they appear to be separate. But within the holy syllable Om, these three are actually one. Om, he who takes away, Om, he who takes away, Om, he who takes away, the great God. Whatever human being will sing this praise of the master of the three gunas, Triguna Swamiji Arati, whoever would sing, whatever man will sing, make him a master of the bliss of infinite consciousness. Make him a master of the bliss of infinite consciousness. Certainly, that will be the fruit he receives. Nashangshaya. Without a doubt, certainly that will be the fruit he receives. Oh, he who takes away, oh, he who takes away, he who takes away, the great God. Whoever will sing this praise of the master of the three gunas, Triguna Swamiji Arati, he becomes, whoever sings, that devotee, make him a master of the bliss of infinite consciousness. Everybody, make yourselves masters of the bliss of infinite consciousness. Certainly that will be the fruit that you receive. Victory to Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness in the form of Om. Let's say, everyone, victory to Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness in the form of Om. Creative consciousness, preserving consciousness, and always the consciousness of continuous transformation, as well as the consciousness of infinite goodness, who only with his part supports all living beings. Only part of him. You can't even imagine the rest. You can only imagine the imaginable. You can't imagine the unimaginable. Only he who takes away, he who takes away, he who takes away, the great God. Pranam. Om, the great God, the great reliever, the great yogi, the great supreme Lord. O God, who removes all sin, Sarva Pap Haram Deva. He takes away all the pap. He's the God, the Deva, who takes away Sarva Pap Haram Deva. In the form of the letter Mo, Ma. Creation, preservation, transformation. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Ma. In the form of the letter Mo, Om, Ma, which dissolves creation. Ma, Srishti, Sthiti, Loy. We bow to you again and again. Om, I bow to the consciousness of infinite goodness, to peace, to the cause of the three worlds, Karan Atraya. These are the Karan of the three, the cause of the three worlds. I offer you the fullness of my heart, O Supreme Lord. Om, I bow to the consciousness of infinite goodness. And now, we'll move on a little bit until we get to the English. I'd like to talk to you about Chalisa. And Chalis, it means 40. Chalis means 40. And Chalisa means adventures. The 40 verses which describe the adventures of everybody who's got a Chalisa. Whoever moves. The adventures of those who move is the Chalisa, and this one is the Shiva Chalisa. So now we've got 40 verses which describe the main points in the adventures of Shiva. Really fun. And it starts out, praise to Ganesh, the son of she who was born of the mountain, the excellent one who is the root of all welfare. It is said that you are the servant of peace. Ayodhya, the devotee who sings the song, give to us the blessing of freedom from fear. So this song is sung by a devotee called Ayodhya. Remember, Yudh means war, Ayudh means no war. Ayodhya is the place of infinite peace, and this is a devotee named Ayodhya. And he has sung many of the Chalisas. Actually, the Chalisas come from Awadhi language and Old Hindi. And so they come to us from a period of time around 1500 AD, maybe 500 or 600 years ago. And they're written mostly in Awadhi or in Bhojpuri. The more modern Chalisas are closer to Bhojpuri, and the more authentic ones are closer to Awadhi. So, and this is all written in Chopai, and there's a doha at the beginning, a doha at the end, just in the same meters as the Ramayana, the Sundarkand. Praise to the Lord of she who is born of the mountains. She who is born of the mountain is Parvat. She who is born of the mountains is Parvati. And the Lord of Parvati is Shiv. Praise to the Lord of she who is born of the mountains, that's Shiv. Who is kind and compassionate to the poor, that's us. Who always protects his children, we hope. Upon whose forehead the moon is shining elegantly, and whose ears are ornamented by rings of cobra snakes. He's got the Shakti, the Kundalini, just in every vibration that comes into his ears. There's just that ring of Shakti. His body is white, covered with ashes. Upon his head is the Ganges river is flowing. Remember, we told the story how Ganga came from the Brahmalok. She was in Brahma's Kamandalu, and Vishnu, as the Brahman avatar, kicked his foot up to Brahmalok, and Brahma said, "Oh my gosh, Vishnu's foot, let's wash his feet." And they washed his feet, and Ganga came down, and everyone said, "Get out of the way, she's too strong for us." And so they all ran, and they said, "Shiva, protect the earth." And Shiva said, "Okay, I'll sit there and let her fall on my head." So upon whose head the Ganga river is flowing, he wears a garland of skulls and covers his body with ashes. He wears a tiger skin garment, and his countenance appears fascinating as a naked ascetic. So remember, he's Digambar. He wears all the directions. The sky's the limit, man. If you can see the end of the sky, you can define Shiva's form. He is infinite, and that means he's naked. You can't see him with these eyes. You gotta look inside. To the mother Moina bird, he is a beloved daughter. He left his left side shines with a female countenance, so he's Ardhanarishwara. He's half woman, half man. And so in his hand, the tiger skin-clad one, that Shiva holds a trident, that Trishul, always he destroys all that is inimical. Every adversity, every obstacle, every negativity he destroys. He takes some of them, makes a garland of the heads, cuts off with their heads. He cuts the heads and puts them on the mala. How are Nandi and Ganesh always there before you, just like the lotus is in the midst of the water? So Nandi, the bull of bliss, that's Shiva, the Gananayak, that's the head of all the multitudes of devotees that follow Shiva. And Ganesh, Ganesh is Ganapati. He's the Lord of the multitudes and the Lord of wisdom. They are always there with Shiva. They're always standing before Shiva with folded hands. And they're just like the lotus in the midst of the water. Its roots are in the mud, and its head is above, just in the free air and the freedom. Kartik and the dark one, Sham, the dark one is Krishna. And the others of the multitude of divine beings will not be able to see this countenance manifested in any form or any other place. I mean, they look at it everywhere. They can only see this form inside. He's not this Digambar. He's infinite beyond conception. He's clothed in space. He's clothed in the sky. How can you see him except inside? You can't. Even Krishna, even Kartik, no one of the divine beings can see him outside. They can only see him inside. Whenever the gods make a shout for victory, Jai, then, O Lord, you prevent all pain. When that great disturbance was caused by the Asura Tarak Asura, remember, he's the illuminator of duality. He kicked all the gods out of heaven, said everyone is going to serve the illuminator of duality. All the gods united in worship to you. They all came and said, you got to help us. Quickly you dispatched the six-faced one, Kartik, and between the moments of a twinkling of an eye, he was thrown down to his death. So we all prayed to Shiva, and Shiva sent Kartik, and Kartik was the Senapati. He was the general of the armies of the Devas. And he was the one, Kartik was the one who destroyed the pride of Tarakasura. All right. You defeated the demon Jalandhar, and making your excellent welfare known to the Sansar, the world of objects and relationships. You made war against Tripurasura, and saved everyone by the grace of your absorption. As soon as they became absorbed in Shiva and they couldn't think of all the duality, then everyone was saved. Everyone who went into one-pointed meditation, they were saved from the conflict and confusion of the samsara. Oh, Purari, he's Tripurari and he's Purari, the resident of the city, a name of Shiva. And now here's the city with 9 gates, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The city of 9 gates, Purari. Who lives in that city? Well, there's an Atma there and there's a Paramatma there, and that Paramatma is Shiva. Oh, Purari, resident of the city, what a great spiritual discipline Bhagirath performed to complete his promise. Remember, Bhagirath was descended in the lineage of Sagar, Sagar's children. Sagar was performing the Ashwamedh sacrifice, and Indra was afraid Sagar would conquer heaven. So he went and stole the horse. He tied the horse outside the Kapil Muni's ashram. And all of Sagar's 100 sons went in chase of the horse, and they got to Kapil Muni's ashram. They said, the horse is here. He's tied up just at the post, at the door to the ashram. Certainly that Muni stole the horse. Muni, why did you steal our dad's horse? He said, I didn't steal the horse. They said, what do you mean you didn't steal the horse? It's almost like the Syrian army saying, we didn't throw the chemical weapons. Here's the evidence. The horse is there. What do you mean? You're Pakandi. You're a cheat. You're a liar. You're a fake. You're a fraud. You're sitting there with your eyes closed saying you're in meditation. And here's the stolen property tied up right outside your door. You must have stolen the horse. They started to throw stones at him. And he said, wait a minute. I didn't steal the horse. And I'm a meditating Muni. You're disturbing my sadhana. And they laughed. They said, you're a fraud, and you're a cheat, and you're a thief, and you stole our dad's horse. Here he is right now, and here's the evidence. And they threw another stone, and he said the mantra, and they all became ashes. They were all reduced to ashes immediately. So Sagar's son was Dilip. And Dilip said, he went to the Muni. He went and he saw all his brothers were there, and they were all in the form of ashes. He said, how am I going to how can I redeem my brothers? What do we have to do in order to get our brothers to become liberated again? So the Muni said, you have to bring Ganga down to the earth. So Dilip said, how do you bring Ganga to the earth? And Kapil Muni said, pray to Ganga. So Dilip started his tapasya, and he couldn't make Ganga come to earth. And Dilip's son was Anshuman, and he did tapasya, and he couldn't bring Ganga down to earth. And Anshuman's son was Bhagirat. And Bhagirat started to do tapasya, and he did a great tapasya, and he completed the promise. And he was able to bring Ganga down to earth. And when Ganga came to earth, she started to roll across and flow across the plains of India. And she came to Kapil Muni's ashram, and she picked up all those ashes and brought them to the ocean. And they all mixed in the ocean, and they became liberated because of the tapasya of Bhagirat. There is no other comparable to your generous nature, and your devotees always sing your praises. Just listen to the sound in the Devi Mandir. The Vedas sing the greatness of your name, but the eternal, ever-existent, indescribable is not found in the manifestations of division. Shivoham. He's only found in unity. He's only found in the deepest samadhi, where there is no division allowed. There is no ego I, there is no attachment, there is only Aham Brahmashmi, Shivoham. Your light manifested in the turning of the ocean, removing the ancient fear of both gods and Asuras. Remember, the gods and the Asuras wanted to produce the nectar of immortal bliss. It was Shiva's blessing that allowed them to do it. With what compassion you offered assistance there when they called the name of the blue-necked one, Nilakant. Remember, they turned the ocean, out came the hull, all the deadly poison came up, everybody said, oh, we're doomed, this poison is going to overtake the whole world, both the gods will be destroyed and the Asuras will be destroyed, who will save us? And Shiva just came and drank up all the poison, and his neck became blue. When Ramchandra performed worship, you gave him Bibhishan to defeat Lanka. So when Ram was marching off to Lanka, he said, how are we going to cross this ocean? How do you cross this ocean of samsara? He said, I'm going to do Shiva Puja. That's Rameshwaram. And he sat at Rameshwaram and he did Shiva Puja, Om Namo Shivaya, Om Namo Shivaya. At that time in Lanka, Ravan got mad at Bibhishan, his brother, and said, okay, you love that wandering ascetic so much. You love Ram so much. You go fight on Ram's side. Get out of my kingdom. You don't belong here. You're not one of us. So when Ram performed worship, Shiva sent Bibhishan from Lanka to be the chief strategist. He knew all the secrets of the demon armies. And so Bibhishan was discrimination. And Ram always accepted the counsel of discrimination. Ravan, the ego with 10 heads, he never listened to discrimination. He did whatever he pleased whenever he wanted to do it. Nobody stopped Ravan, took one step, and I'm not looking backwards. I'm not going to adjudicate the validity or the efficacy of my actions. That's Bibhishan's job. He doesn't belong here. Get out of the kingdom of the ego. You go to Ram. Om Purari, you performed the test of holding 1,000 lotuses. So here he is, the guardian of the city, who resides in the city. Vishnu tried to make puja to Shiva with the Sahasranam, and he offered 1,000 lotuses, and Shiva held the lotuses. And he withheld one lotus. And Vishnu got to 999 names, and there wasn't a flower left. And Vishnu said, oh my gosh, how do I complete the last name? How do I say the last name? I can't get up from the asan until I complete the worship. That's my sankalpa. Now, if I can't get up from the asan and I don't have any more flowers, I don't know where the last flower went or what happened to it, but I've got to find something that resembles a flower to make the offering of the last mantra. And only then can I leave. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck here for eternity. So then he said, well, many people call me lotus-eyed. My eyes look like lotuses. So he took a knife and started to stick it into his eye in order to pull out the eye to make that the offering of the last flower. That's the test of his devotion. And just as he was about to stick in the knife, Shiva produced the last flower and said, no need, Vishnu, you passed the test. You are truly devoted. You didn't despair. You thought creatively and you figured out a solution so that you could fulfill your sankalpa. Here's the last flower. You are free from all attachment. You are the protector of the dharma of every individual.
And also Shiva gave that flower, made a trident, chakra.
He turned the flower into the chakra.
Yeah.
Yes.
He gave to Vishnu.
And he gave that chakra, the discus, as his weapon. Thank you, Mother. Oh Lord, who placed that one lotus there? It was the same lotus-eyed one who desired the puja. So Vishnu was able to place that last flower because of Shiva. O Lord Shankar, the cause of peace, seeing his difficult austerities of devotion being pleased, you gave him the desired boon. Evamastu. Victory, victory, victory to the infinite who is indestructible. Give your grace to all the residents of creation, please, Shiva. Give your grace to all the residents of creation, not just to the guys who are praying for you, even the guys who never heard of you, even the guys who've forgotten all about you, even the bogies and the yogis and everybody else in the three worlds. Everybody gets your grace, Shiva. Every day my evil mind is troubled. Oh God, every day my evil mind is troubled. Maaf kijiye. Concord. I continue in confusion and ignorance, and consciousness does not come to me. Does this sound familiar? Ayodhya 600 years ago, 500 years ago said this. Is this any different from Shankaracharya saying, na mantram, na yantram? I don't know mantras, I don't know yantra. Every day my evil mind is troubled. I continue in confusion and ignorance, and consciousness does not come to me. Help!
Save me.
Save me! Save me! What did she say, Ma? What did he say?
Save me.
Louder!
Save me.
Yes! Save me! Save me! Oh Lord, hear my call! Raise me up at this time right now! Please! Kill the enemies with your trident. Raise me up above all pain. Mother, father, brothers, nor any others, do not even ask me about my pain. Who gives a damn? Swami's got a pain. Oh, that's his problem. Nobody's interest. You are the only refuge, O Master. Now take away the great weight of my pain. Relieve me of my burdens. You give to the rich and you give to the poor. Whoever comes in want, to him it is given. To her it is given. To us it is given. Whoever comes in want. I have no such capacity to sing your praises. Whatever mistakes I have made, please forgive them all. Shamashwa, Aparada Sahasrani. I made thousands of mistakes. Again, the Smritya Brantya I had from ignorance, forgetfulness, or just plain stupidity. Oh Lord, please forgive them all. Shankar, O cause of peace, you are the destroyer of all pain, the cause of welfare, and destroyer of obstacles. Yogis, ascetics, great wise beings meditate upon you, as well as Narad and Sharad. They bow their heads to you. Now, Narad Muni, you know the Brahma Rishi, Sharad, name of Saraswati. And also there's another Muni called Sharad, who is a friend of Narad. And he is, Narad and Sharad, they both are Munis. And Sharada is the name of Saraswati. They all bow their heads to you. I bow. Victory! I bow to Shiva. The gods and Brahma and other divine beings cannot discover the end of your infinity. Whoever will recite this song with one point of mind, Shambhu, the giver of bliss, will always protect debtors or others who are in want of Shiva's blessings. If they recite this song, will certainly receive according to their desires. If you have any debts of karma outstanding, if you sing to Shiva with one pointed attention, with pure devotion, you will certainly receive according to your desires. Whoever is without children and desirous of a child, without a doubt, Shiva will grant fulfillment to them. We got a new baby on the way. Coming in Sacramento. Namaste, Rekama. The wise and learned ones perform the vow of worship on the 13th day. Trayodashi Prat Koreyamisha Tanehirtake Rahe Kalesha. And meditate and perform the fire sacrifice of Lord Shiva, who always performs the vow of worship on the 13th day. His body will continue to be free from pain. Offerings of incense, lights, and food will be made, and this recitation will be made in front of Lord Shiva. Sins of many births will be destroyed, and at last you will reside in the Shiva city, the city of Shiva. Shiva Puja. In the city of Shiva you're going to live. Can you think of a nicer place other than the Devi Mandir? Where else would you want to go? This is the expectation of your devotee, Ayodhya by name. I know you will remove all pain from me. If one will always recite this song of praise in the early morning of every day, every desire will be fulfilled, O Lord of the universe.
Okay.
Okay. Om
Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Sam Saraswati Namah. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really the adventures. 40 verses which tell the stories of Shiva. And why do we love him? And how do we love him? And when do we love him? And where do we love him? Always the continuous consciousness of infinite goodness.
Everything is fate.
Namaste. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste. Let's see if there are any questions.
We have a question from Joshua.
Namaste, Joshua.
Namaste. Can Shiva really take away the ego? I thought only the goddess had that power.
Half of him is the goddess, and the other half is the god. Why not? You tell me the difference between the god and the goddess. There is no difference. The goddess is that part of the God which becomes manifest. 1/4 is perceivable and 3/4 is beyond conception.
We have a question from Sadhana Shakti.
Namaste, Sadhana.
Is there a map to putting the flowers in beginner Shiva Puja, like for Cosmic Puja, or is this something that we define ourselves?
Define it yourself. Or put them on the lingam, or put them wherever you want to. You can put them all around the lingam, you can put them on top of the lingam, you can put them around the base of the lingam, you can put them in front of the altar. You can make your own design. It's your Shiva. You can love him any way you want to.
Question from Samantha.
Namaste, Samantha.
Sometimes I hear that we should give our love and devotion, and then sometimes I hear that we should give away our ego and attachments for Shiva to take. Is one more powerful than the other? Which will make Shiva happier?
They are both the same. You cannot give away your ego and attachments without giving him your love and devotion. Love and devotion are the means through which you surrender the ego and you surrender the attachments. If you don't love me, how are you going to surrender to me? And if you do love me, you will. I mean, that is the surrender right there. That love makes you pay attention. It's not, I gotta pay attention. I'm in love. I do pay attention because I'm in love. It's not, I should pay attention. If you love, you'll pay attention. And if you pay attention, you'll be efficient. And if you're efficient, then you don't make mistakes. And if you don't make mistakes, you get the work done and you give the delivery right on time, on budget. You're there 100%. It's not one or the other, or it's not a state of causes and effects. I'm going to fall in love with you, and then I'll become efficient, then I'll pay attention to you, and then I'll surrender my ego. It doesn't work that way. I mean, I fall in love with you, and I'm just there. I'm just all melted and goo-goo-eyed.
Could you do it again?
No, I can't. Sorry, Mom. That was the natural expression of what is in my heart. Now, if I try to do it, it won't be the natural expression. Yes, please.
We have a question from Swarupananda.
Yes, Swarupananda, namaste.
In the Shiva Nyas, or in all Nyasas, is the order of Namaha, Swaha, Vashat, and Valshat significant in any way?
Yes. They are all written according to the Vidi of the centuries, of the pujas. They're all the same. Om Nang Angustabhyang Nama, Matarjanibhyang Swaha, Shingmadbhyang Boshat, Bonganami Kabhyang Hum, Ya Kanishti Kabam Boshat, Om Namah Shivaya, Karloto Kapishtabhyang Astraya. And this is the order of the Nyas. Now please don't change it. There's no need to change it. It worked for the rishis. You want to be a rishi, let it work for you. Do it the way they did it and you'll become what they became. And try to make your own tradition starting from now. And it's not going to be much of a tradition. These pujas are written in a specific order and a karjakram. And then there's an organization to the daily activities and the organization, the order of the mantras and the order of the mudras and the order of the kriyas and the order of the nyas. And when we perform according to the tradition, then we can expect that as he gave to the rishis who started the tradition thousands of years ago, so he's going to do to the rishis who are maintaining the tradition thousands of years later. Why would he be pakshpat? Why would he be partial to any one side? If he gave it to them because they did this, then he'll give it to us because we're doing it too. Now, if you want to write your own new tradition, it's going to fall flat. You won't have followers of that tradition. You won't have customs. You don't have a heritage. You don't have a history. So please stay with the history, stay with the tradition, stay with the way it was written and presented and taught, because there was a method to their madness. They aspired to the highest and they attained the highest. And we remember them with the greatest respect because of what they gave us. Why do you want to change it? What's the value of saying, well, I know better. I'm going to say, Om Nam Swaha Ma. Fut, fut, fut. Learn it in the order that it was given to you. There's no need to change it.
We have a question from Samantha.
Namaste, Samantha.
What is the 13th day and why is it important in the worship of Shiva?
Samantha, there are 30 lunar days in a lunar month. Now, that's what makes us lunatics, because we are organizing according to the lunes, or the moons. The moon, the lunar day, the first day begins just after the new moon, when there's no moon at all. The first digit of the moon. And then it waxes until the full moon, and there are 15 lunar days from the first day to the full moon. And then there are 15 lunar days from the full moon, or the day after the full moon, to the no moon, or new moon is what they call it. I don't know why they call it that, but they do. It's not for me to reason why. Ours is but to do or die. So I memorized it the way it was presented to me. But it's called the new moon even though it's the no moon. So then you've got 15 days going and 15 days coming. That's 30 days, and that's a lunar month. Now on the 13th day of the lunar month, that's 2 days before the full moon and 2 days before the new moon, the no moon, then that's the 13th day, and that's called Triodashi. And so in Sanskrit it's 13th is Triodashi. And the verse says Triodashi Vrat. If you do the vow of worship on Triodashi, on the 13th day, every 13th day, that's a special time that you get to worship Shiva. And especially you can recite the Shiva Chalisa. And that's only for people who are so busy reciting the Chandi and the Cosmic Puja and the Devi Gita and the Bhagavad Gita every day, so then they can remember on the 13th day that they should recite the Shiva Chalisa too. Otherwise, you're doing Shiva Puja every day, and Durga Puja every day, and Cosmic Puja every day, and the Chandi Pat every day, and the Devi Gita every day, and the Bhagavad Gita every day, and the Sundarkand every day. And if you can't remember, then on the 13th day, oh yes, I have to add the Shiva Chalisa as well.
We have a question from Vivekananda.
Namaste, Vivek.
How do we perform the fire sacrifice of Lord Shiva?
We put an intermediate type or an advanced type, Shiva Yagya Padoti, in the advanced Shiva Puja book. So that's a very good place to start. Actually, the better place to start would be the Homa Padoti in the Hanuman Puja book. Now that's a little more simple and a little more easy to start with. And start learning that Hanuman Puja Homa Padoti, and then you'll move up to the Shiva Puja Shiva Padoti, and then we'll move up to the Chandi Mahayagya Padoti. So those are ways to start to learn. Actually, you'll want to know the Cosmic Puja before you even start that. So when you know the establishment of the yantra and the worship of the yantra, the establishment of the Sarvata Bhadramangala Devata, and then you learn the Agni Prajwalita, and then you can add in the Hom Padoti. There are some special mantras after those Vidhis which come from the Cosmic Puja.
We have a question from Nanda.
Namaste, Nandama.
If to pay attention is to demonstrate respect, does it mean that we cannot be spontaneous or get carried away by any situation?
Well, look at me, I'm always carried away. I'm not the middle way. I get carried away. I'm over the top most of the time. No, it doesn't mean that at all. To be in love and to function according to goals and according to a sankalpa does not mean you have a boring life. It means you have a direction in life and you know where you're going and you know why you're going there. You don't want to go without passion. I can't stand that word, that translation, dispassion. It's just such a misnomer. And they use it for vairagya. They call it dispassion. I mean, it's like a lukewarm, a limp handshake. I don't want to go the middle way. I want to go all the way. I'm not interested in being dispassionate. I'd like to be udas, but that's not dispassionate. I want to have passion in my love affair. I want to worship with passion. Goodness knows some of us do. We try. To the extent of our capacity, we pray. Shud pavitra chirastai vyakulata ananya bhakti. Give me some more passion. Every day we pray. Give me some more passion. We don't say, oh, let me just... I want to be dispassionate. We say, give me the juice. I want to put out 150%. I'm not satisfied to do 100%. I've got to give a little more. Do you remember Vishwamitra said to Harishchandra, I want my dakshina. Harishchandra said, okay, I give you everything I have. Vishwamitra said, I accept. Now give me some dakshina. That was your dan. That was your responsibility to give me everything you have. Oh, Harishchandra said, wait a minute, I just gave you everything. How can I give you more? Vishwamitra said, that's your problem. You want to give me 100%, forget it, man, take it all back. I'm not interested in 100%. I want 110%. I want 150%. Give me more. Mother Teresa used to say, give until it hurts. And then give some more. It's not about giving at the office. I wrote you a check. Okay, there's my offering. That's not it. It's about giving with a big G. G. I'm giving. Yes, please.
We have a question from Ramya.
Namaste, Rami Mami.
You said that seeing Lord Shiva is only within us. How can we do this? Is it a bhava, a meditation, or is it a realization?
Oh, it's a realization, but Rami, we'll start with, I'll take the bhava first, and we'll have Bhav Samadhi, and we'll have three. He's out there, he's in here, and there's a relationship between the two of us. And then we'll go into Savikalpa Samadhi, and I'll see him, he's there and I'm here. And then I'll just look inside, and there's only one of us, and then I really see him. Which one is it? You or me? Which one is Vastav and which one is Chai? Which one is the actuality and which one is the reflection? This one's Nakal, that one's Ashal. Ito Shidache. Ab sama sekte. Ito Ashal, ito Nakal. Iska pratibimba hai. You can all tell very quickly that's the actuality, that's the real one. This is the fake, this is the fraud, this is the poor reflection of the perfection. Striving in the way of becoming a little closer to the shine of the mirror. Yes, please.
We have another question from Sadhana Shakti.
Yes, Sadhana.
It states in the Chalisa that if we chant with one point in mind, we will receive all our desires. Since one-pointed mind seems to be a work in progress, are there, say, many desires that we will receive in the process?
All of them. If you chant with one-pointed mind, what do you desire? I mean, tell me, think about it. If you are thinking only of Shiva, then what do you desire? Sadhana, I can't think of anything. I'm sorry, I've got only one point of mind. I can't, all my desires just to do with it, where do they go? Duh. So the actuality is, if I can recite this with one pointed attention, I have no desire. Otherwise, I've got a fragment in my attention. One thing is thinking about what I want to get, and the other thing is what am I doing? And here I am, and there you are, and what do I want to get from you in order to fulfill that desire? And I got all these thoughts. So if I think about you and I sing about you with one pointed desire, where's the other thought? One pointed attention means there is no other desire. If I have any other desire, then there's an I who desire the fulfillment and from you, and here is all of this duality and this multiplicity of objects and relationships just came into my sansar. If I can chant to you with one pointed attention, I have automatically dissolved all desires. For the time I stay absorbed in one pointed attention. There's no duality. That's the meaning of one pointed attention. Sorry.
We have a question from Nanda.
Namaste, Nandama.
Can the purified water from the kosha koshi be offered for bath only, or is it also, can you also use it for drinking water?
You can also drink it, but you probably wouldn't want to serve too much of it. A lot of people put a lot of strange things in that purified water. I know a lady who puts camphor in there, and she puts tulsi pata in there, and she puts all kind of, and she puts chandan in the water, and sometimes you get perfume in the water, and then you get aguro. So I know the lady who does that, and she calls it purified water. Wow, if I got a bottle of purified water, I'd get sick. So, you can take a couple of drops, and you can use it as charnamrit, and you can use it as abhishek, and you can use it as making a purification. Like amritam kuru swaha, make this immortal nectar. But I don't think you want to drink it. Take it from one who knows.
How Swamiji knows I do that?
Oh. Whose puja are you performing anyway?
You're tricky.
We have a question from Julia.
Namaste, Julia Ma.
As devoted disciples, do we ever get to where we feel satisfied with giving enough? You and Ma give us so much, and even as we give, it still feels like we've only begun.
Julia, I believe we will always feel like we've only begun. I believe until we reach the limits of infinity, we will feel that I haven't given enough. I haven't even begun. I have not yet begun to fight. I haven't even started yet. Hori Ananta, Hori Kotha Ananta. God is infinite. The stories of God are infinite. How can you have given enough? When is the time where you reach to that state of infinity? It's only in the bliss of submersion in nirvikalpa samadhi. Then I gave enough, because there's nothing left to give. There is no duality. There is only oneness. And then we gave enough.
We have a question from Vivekananda.
Namaste, Vivek.
Namaste. Is it possible to become stark raving mad with the love of Shiva while still going to work and school, etc.? Do we have to become a hermit to have this happen?
Not a hermit, but you have to not have to go to school and to work. Because if you've got one eye on the watch and one eye on the alarm clock and one eye on the starting time of your work and the other eye on the book or on the murti or on the puja or on the padoti or on the offerings or on all the things, then your mind is bifurcated. So Saturday and Sunday, you don't have to go to work or to school. And you don't have another agenda. Set aside a period of time when you don't have to go to work. I have to go to work. I'm sorry, I work 24/7 and I gotta go to work. I can't run an ashram if I don't go to the office. That's just the nature of what it is. I go to work. So I can't allow myself to go into the deepest samadhi Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday. But there are times where I get a holiday and the ashram doesn't follow me. I hope. I pray. And then I get to go. But the most important thing to me, Vivek, is I know how to go. I know the system. I know what I was doing the last time I went. And I just sit down in the same way I was sitting the last time I was sitting when I went. And I start worshiping in the same bhavana, in the same intensity, in the same intensity of reality, the same absorption, the same attentiveness as I was sitting the last time I went. And I put myself into an environment which it excludes all disturbances. Where Srima won't even call on the telephone and say, "What are you doing in there?" No one has the authority to disturb me at that time, and I do what I was doing the last time I went, with the same bhavana as I was doing the last time I went, and I get to go again. And I say, "Gee, I don't have to come back until she sends me. She'll call me when it's time to come. I don't have to look at a clock. I don't have to listen for an alarm. I don't have to, alarming. I don't have to do anything except love God with all my heart, with all my soul, with all my might. And just keep that bhavana going as deeply and as long and as strong and with an intensity. That's my saving grace. Because I know what I was doing the last time I went, I can go there again." Now, each of us has to have that one experience. And then we begin to replicate it. And reproduce it. And reproduce that attitude, reproduce that environment, reproduce that bhavana, that feeling, that intensity, that absorption, that attentiveness, that love. Turn on your love switch and focus like you really mean it. And you get to go. And you do it once. And you know what you did. You know that when you got to the precipice, you didn't have to come back. You came back when you were sent back. And everything was okay. And now you're free from the fear to jump into the ocean and dissolve. Because you know, when it's time to come back, you have to come back. There's no more fear. There's no more hesitation. There's nothing more that pulls back from the edge of the precipice and says, "What happens if I jump? What's going to happen to me? I won't have an ego. Stop!" You don't think that. You say, "Let's go. Let's go faster, farther, deeper, stronger, with greater intensity." Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste.
Jai Shiva.